side, just in general. But certainly you should go and tag along with some Republican campaigns. I would love to see that. I would love to see what like the average HVAC business owner living in Terre Haute, Indiana would look at Asmongold and go, this is the guy. This is the guy I'm supposed to be excited to see. I want to know. Yeah, go knock on some doors for Ken Paxton in Texas. You're in Texas. That's your guy, right? Get on that fucking campaign. Ken Paxton is probably a perfect campaign for him to work with too, because like he's also disgusting. Can you say West Lafayette, Indiana next time? Sure, you got it. West Lafayette, Indiana. Yeah, campaign with Toby Durden in South Dakota.
Says so many things that are retarded and easily disprovable that it just...
I can't even dunk on this because Asmongold has never been right about anything. So yes, I welcome a guy like Asmongold saying that my positions are R-worded.
Just basically sets them up to lose every single time. Like they are actually like these like fucking these foreigner immigrant people that come into America and want to vote based off of foreign issues. They are an invasive species. I am so glad the Democrats are realizing that and then freezing them out of the process. Thank God. They don't care about America. They don't care about America's interests. They don't care about Americans. They don't care about the Constitution. They care.
What? I mean, he has like fantasized about a totally alternative reality that does not exist. He's saying this to defend Israel, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, totally foreign issues of the money that the anti-Zionist cause is sucking up, as opposed to the unlimited tax dollars that Israel receives, 300 billion plus since the inception of the nation state.
Care about how can they weaponize this country's resources to benefit their tribe. Thank God.
How long did you spend talking about Palestine with a mayoral candidate? I didn't watch the interview. Hasanabi with Nithya Raman. A decent chunk. Yeah. Guy who defended the ICE shooting in Minnesota, by the way. Yeah, look. These guys are utterly irrelevant in the grand scheme of things, okay? They're certainly not relevant in American politics. And their worldview is seen as repulsive. The way that they're seen by average people is repulsive. That's why I rarely ever encounter their fans in the wild. And when I do, it's exactly how you'd expect. But I am 100% in favor of making Asmongold the face of the modern conservative movement. As I've said over and over again, I think he is truly gross. So, that would be great. That would be beneficial. Republicans would never win another election ever again. So that's awesome. Whereas you can literally make the argument that I've become the face of the Democratic Party, and yet Democrats are winning elections. So I'm not, by the way, I'm not the face of the Democratic Party at all. I'm just saying that these fucking idiots think I am on the right. And yet the candidates that I associate with, candidates that I align with, candidates that I have on my stream, even if I don't endorse them, they keep winning. So what's up? With one exception, Shoykat Chakrabarti. For the record, I don't support candidates because I know they're an easy lock. As a matter of fact, many of the candidates that I support are long shots. It's an insurgency. They're going up against the party machine. I support them because I believe in them. I support them because I trust them. I support them because they will be fighters. They will move American politics in a more productive direction. Zoran was a long shot too, for sure. Why did I link up with Zoran? Because I liked him. I liked what he was about. I liked what he believed. Yes. I endorsed Zoran when he was at 5% in the primaries because I had confidence that he could win. I had confidence that he was capable of becoming a great politician, a great mayor for New York City. And we were right. Been staring at this inexplicably anonymous quote for a while. Breathtakingly cynical and false. Very sloppy for Thompson to pass it along without pushback, even by Axios' normal tabloid standards. Utterly nonsensical. Utterly nonsensical, baseless. Truly, what the fuck's this guy talking about? Yeah, Jewish staffers and some Dem politicians privately expressed frustration that their views on Israel are more scrutinized by the media and voters simply because they're Jewish. They also urge that some left-wing activists object to Israel being a Jewish state, but don't speak out against Islamic governments. What the fuck does the second part have to do with anything? Is March going to Denver? Will you stream the rally? Yes. Central Committee says, if you know American history, this is how it looks. Our systems are designed to stop progressive change, but the dam has a top. And when the people finally rise up, we can make a lot of change quickly. Personally, I agree with the Marxist unity group, right? Isn't that mug that we need a new constitution? You're talking about the DSA caucus, right? Mike at his most anarchist. Yeah. Anyway, okay. That's all I got for today. I got to fly out to New York. So I'll see you guys tomorrow from New York City, the Istanbul of America. Okay. We got through a bunch of stuff today. We got through a bunch of things and it was fantastic. 7 hours. Don't even. Yeah. New York City, baby. New York, New York. You already know. A business could open in the morning. 9/11 can happen. This is the how much research did you deploy when deciding to take the opposite stance of mine on the Israel issue and spent 2.5 fucking years, 3 years defending Israel's genocide with increasingly more unhinged takes, where he got ritualistically humiliated by Norm Finkelstein because Norm Finkelstein actually knows the fuck he's talking about? How much research is he deploying when he goes, I don't know who Susan Collins is, while talking about Graham Plattner? Because I'm forced to respond to streamers who waste everyone's time. Maybe this is just the swamp you swim in and there's no getting out. Seems unlikely to me. There are lots of YouTube political commentators who are involved in essentially zero personal drama, but supposing it for argument's sake. But if so, then I'm still right that it puts a ceiling on your political influence. Yeah, this guy, I like this guy's opinions. I thought he was intelligent, but he genuinely thinks that, Destiny's a fucking intellectual giant. So it has actually tarnished my opinion of him a little bit. And then immediately, are you serious about D not doing more research? He reads more documents and sources that are official than you. That is just true, isn't it? No, dude, it is just a fucking, no. It is absolutely fucking propaganda. What are you talking about? That man has never read a fucking book cover to cover. What are you talking about? Oh my God, this is what I mean. All you need to do is have tremendous confidence and the right level of autism so you can just be like, I'm the most intelligent person. He has. Okay. If he reads so much, why is he always wrong? A great question for you guys. If he reads so much, why is he always wrong? So either he's, reading a tremendous amount and then arriving at the wrong conclusions because he's a fucking idiot, or he's not reading at all and he just goes on stream and reads a couple primary documents and then you think, oh my God, this is the most brilliant thing I've ever seen. One of the best examples of this is the Israel-Palestine conversation, because I've had these opinions on the conflict born out of all of the materials that I've read on it for years before I even decided to fucking become a political commentator. Okay? There is a, decade of fucking information there that helped me arrive at the conclusions I arrived at on this issue. He didn't know anything, decided to lay his claim on one side of the fucking equation, which was different than his previous claims against Israel in like 2016, because now he's just purely spite driven. Okay? And then he started doing research on stream by trying to find evidence that would correspond to his worldview, that would defend his position on the internet. And he heavily relied on his audience to do so. This is how he operates all the fucking time. That is precisely the reason why his dumbass audience, okay, look, we're all dumbasses. The only difference is I admit that I'm a dumbass, okay? But all of our dumbass audiences collectively look at somebody demonstrating the capability of reading, okay, on stream and go, oh my God, this is fucking brilliant. None of them ask the question, why did he arrive at a conclusion without reading this information ahead of time? Because unfortunately, his audience is just as fucking stupid, or rather biased in that same exact direction. So they use him as a fucking vehicle to deliver this information to a broader audience. On the issue of Israel, there were plenty of Hasbarists that probably loved that there was a debate lord that was willing to entertain this otherwise unpopular position, this inhumane position that, you were going to be pro-Israel unconditionally. That's it. So they just kept pumping information to him in real time as he engaged in post hoc rationalizations over and over again. He's not even good at debating anymore. He recently got smoked in a debate by two 100-view slob tubers. Yeah. In any case, why do you hold Ta-Nehisi Coates' opinion to a high regard? Hasn't he recently arrived at the anti-genocide position? Who's he to judge you, to be honest? Wait, what? No, this isn't actually Ta-Nehisi Coates. This is a fucking, his name is Ta-Nehisi Quotes. It's a totally different account. No, Ta-Nehisi Quotes doesn't, the real Ta-Nehisi Coates does, that a lot of people look at this as a performance, okay? To be fair to this guy, I think he's just seen clips of you that D was watching or something, because he's seemingly only seen when you're talking about D, which is fucking rare. If his opinion of you is based entirely off of what the sex pest shows to his audience, that there's no wonder he thinks this. Unfortunately, I can attest to that. Yeah. Hasan is making massive impacts in multiple races all around the country. Just ask the best politicians in the country what they think of him. I don't really watch Hasan stuff, but when I have, it's mostly been him raging about sex pestiny or some such nonsense. But that being said, you are right. He's become a live political player in a way that other big streamers haven't. Okay, maybe he actually has exclusively encountered clips of mine from... Yeah. Oh, this makes sense. Maybe. I'm not trying to be too definitive. I don't really like Hasan's politics. I'm much closer to the center, but I do notice that he's been involving himself in actual races, which is respectable to me. Yeah, maybe he's like a centrist, so he was a former Destiny fan or something who was just like frustrated that he constantly gets into sex pest shit. In my opinion, you got to remind people on the internet that you exist outside the stream. When you're not live, you read research, etc. Just because you're not pulling up random Wikipedia links on stream doesn't mean... Yeah. The other side of the story that I find very frustrating is that I think a lot of people only watch clips of the stream, but they don't actually watch the YouTube videos, right? Because if you were to watch the YouTube videos, you would realize that all the data that I pull from my fucking brain corresponds to actual evidence that my editors will go and pull from the actual surveys. Like, I will reveal a lot of empirical evidence in the process of doing commentary, but usually I'm just pulling it from my mind. Some people just don't like the medium of streaming for politics. This guy seems to be like one of those people. Doesn't really matter. You can appeal to the people who do like it. Yeah, I'm not expecting this person to fucking be like a fan of streaming, like political streamers. I do get frustrated when people make this assessment off of like choice clips that they see on the internet. And it's oftentimes people who feel like they're above that kind of thing. They feel they feel as though they're above being duped by, their Twitter algorithm. Okay? The reality of the matter is they are getting duped by their Twitter algorithm. I try to do my very best to make this as entertaining as possible. Politics is fucking boring for the most part. I try to make it entertaining. These other guys make it entertaining by turning it into drama, turning it into a clash between one streamer over the other. I try to make it entertaining, not through this clash, but instead by, cracking jokes, making it fun in some way. I feel like if I were to sit here and read source material all the fucking time, it probably wouldn't be as entertaining for people.
Here's what happens. If California goes red, you never win another national election and another national issue ever again. Progressives never win another national issue. They never win another, election with Democrats. It just never happens. Like, it's already like.
What is this? Things Destiny believed in the weeks following October 7th. Palestine has an air force. Palestinians have advanced film production industry, which they use to fabricate footage of atrocities. Palestinian is not a real ethnicity and are secretly Jordanian. Hamas makes cookie rockets. Did Destiny really believe in the Pallywood conspiracy theories? I knew he was up to some stupid shit, but it's worse than I expected. Yes, this is the clip from later on in his talking about the subject when he is trying to hedge on the claim that he thinks the Pallywood label makes this seem less conspiratorial.
At one point, they tried CPR, but there was no bringing him back, his husband and father. Yet another innocent Palestinian civilian killed while posing no threat whatsoever.
Somebody died. How is this Pallywood? Because the goal is to capture shit like this because Western media eats it the fuck up. This guy's wife and a whole medical team are, a minute or two walk off camera, and this guy's going to walk towards where they know the IDF is, where he's been told to evacuate. They know they're going to get fired at. They're martyrs. They're shaheed, right? This is what they're doing, is they walk forward, hoping to get shot at, and then they're going to come back. They're going to get video footage. They bring his wife forward. She cries. Just because it's Pallywood doesn't mean somebody didn't actually die, okay? These guys are willing to blow themselves up. Of course, they're willing to fucking die on camera. So he comes forward. He gets shot. They bring him back. He dies. That's unfortunate. They probably don't want to die. They just want to get shot or shot at. Bring him back. Wife comes forward to cry. Hospital people take him away, and then they've got their footage. They send it to Western media, and then they played it a million times to show Israel is this heartless, evil, fucking cold-hearted monster that just kills civilians indiscriminately. This is like they literally say they're going into a combat zone. This is what people mean when they say power.
How is this any different than Ben Shapiro trying to intellectualize his unbelievably putrid fucking worldview, by the way? It's the exact same thing. As a matter of fact, they are in complete alignment on this issue. But once again, he delivers this information with confidence in a way that is like very palatable to not knowledgeable people. If you are in any way, shape, or form knowledgeable or empathetic as a person, and you have seen the amount of violence that Israel subjected the Palestinians to over the many years that Israel has, operated its apartheid state, you obviously hear something like this and you go, oh my God, this is an unbelievably racist narrative. How the fuck did this guy learn about Hasbara? He's just some like American Cuban dude. Why is he so goddamn tapped in like he's Hen Mazik or something? Right? But if you're not knowledgeable, if your first interaction with the issue of Israel happens to be this guy whose videos you've seen on the internet where he's dunking on some of the stupidest fucking mouth breathers you've ever seen, and you're like, this guy's a beacon of intellect, he's a giant in his own right, he has the capacity to convince you that his worldview is actually impenetrable, it's unshakable, it's the correct position, and it's actually the most well-researched position you can arrive at. That's why he consistently will undermine my positions and be like, oh, he's unserious. Between me and him, I wonder who's the less serious one, the guy who fucking watches my stream for the most part, or the guy who's out there like interviewing candidates, going to political rallies, organizing, and for the most part, covering the fucking news with the dumb guy's ideal thinker. He makes dumb guys feel confident. He makes dumb guys feel like he's a brilliant person. And if they just like try to do a bad job at repeating what he's saying, that they'll also come across as brilliant. In any case, a growing number of Jewish Democrats say they feel increasingly unwelcome. Yeah. That's bullshit.
Especially whenever they redistrict everything, right? Which they are doing. And they're disenfranchising more Democrats, which is good. This is a very good thing. Should disenfranchise all of them, in my opinion. But we can't do that. That's like illegal or unconstitutional. So we can't do that, even though it's obviously the right decision. But, you know, like, let's say we can't do this. The next thing, 100% pure copium, it is. It's complete copium. Yeah, if they lose California, they lose everything.
Genocide. Hey, good luck.
Pro-genocide.
It is what it is. It didn't work, you know?
We are so lucky that Hasan is becoming a more prevalent voice of the left because he's...
Dog, that's how I feel about you, man. Hey, Asmongold, you should go outside.